how ready are you guys to break that thing?
I don't see it as a challenge. I think it's just something that, for some reason, hasn't happened in a long time. If we, go out there and do what we did this week, go out there with our hairs on fire, execute and finish, I think we will have the same result.
What's the thrill of winning on the road? Is there something?
I mean, yeah, you go into someone's house and you beat them, and none's more. None feels better than that, Everyone believes that home field advantage and believes that they should win at home. If you go in someone's territory and beat them, it feels even better.
Mo, would you wish now that you're in conference play that you guys had 4 out-of-conference games a year and not 3?
I don't think about that. I like Big Ten play the most. I don't really care about the scheduling and stuff like that. That's for a higher power or whatnot to decide that. Who's ever on the schedule, I'm thrilled to play them. And we got Illinois this week, and I'm ready for them.
Mohamed, how would you grade the defense overall so far?
Good. I think it's been good. We could be better, I just love how we really attacking the line of scrimmage, getting downhill and making plays, getting off blocks and things of that sort. We could even be better, and that's what we aiming to do. We want to get better each week, and if this team we continue to get better, even in run game, pass game, stuff like that, you would even see a better defense than you're seeing right now.
Mo, you've been asked about this already on the road. Under Frost.
Yeah, like I said, it's something that just didn't happen so far. I don't think there's a challenge or something, that I'm really focused on. I'm just focused on beating Illinois. We could play them in Memorial Stadium. It's going to be the same mindset. So just beating them and finishing, that's the biggest thing, just finishing on the road. I think maybe if you want to say something, maybe we haven't finished in the road, Colorado, Northwestern, Ohio State. Maybe that's the emphasis that we need to have, and that's what we need to do, finish on the road.
Are you worried at all about guys looking forward to coming here next week?
Oh, no, I'm not worried about that because we know we got to take every week, every game, week by week, It's not about Ohio State this week because we got Illinois. They got some good players. They got Corbin. They got Josh Imatorbhebhe. They got some good players that could do things. And, it's going to be a good test for this defense playing a running back like Corbin. So he can make a lot of cuts. He could reverse field. He's a real good back. So containing him and keeping that rush number real low to none is what we try and do.
You've talked about the goal for the season a lot. When you have, everybody knows that you guys want to get to Indianapolis. Mm-hmm. Does that make it easier to take things one game at a time once you get into conference play?
Because every game is important. If we lose to Illinois and beat Ohio State, it don't matter no more, because it's like you lost to Illinois. They in our conference, they in our side of the Big Ten, so we have to beat them, and they're a respectable team. They got, like I said, they got real good players, and we got to beat them, and that's the emphasis this week, beat Illinois.
There's been a lot of talk about the impact that Darian's had since he got here, but for you personally, how much easier does he make your life on the field with the way that he's played in the middle?
He just matches my passion, I think, having someone over there who really loves the game, and even when you're kind of like, I'm kind of tired, and he fires you up and you fire him up, and it's back and forth, and we looking at each other in the huddle, and we just like have this intense fire in our eyes. It's a great thing, I feed off of him and he feeds off of me, and it's a great thing for all of us because I think it's infectious. When it's the front seven, you got 2 people in the front seven that's that fired up and that passionate about the game.
Do you feel like you're clean more often with the way that he's taken up defensive linemen?
Yeah. And if I'm not, they making the tackles in the backfield. If teams want to climb guards and centers, which they've been doing lately, they've noticed that. And now these D linemen, they're not playing and they're making TFLs. So you can't just climb guards to me and expect none to happen in that backfield.
What do you tell younger guys who haven't been through the Big Ten grind? What marks a conference game and how that's maybe different than a non-con?
Because, Big Ten Conference is an NFL conference, Like I said, you're going to face the best. For me, it's the linemen. You're going to face the best linemen in the nation, the lineman play in the Big Ten is second to none. And you're going to face great backs. You're going to face great linemen each week. And that's the big thing. We have to stop the run. And this game starts this is how we prove it with Illinois. We have to stop the run. And that's our challenge this week.
Is it a fresh start of sorts to get that 0-0 mark in league play?
Yeah, it's a fresh start. We got to go 1-0. None matters, like I said. Non-conference games, none matters now. We're 0-0. It starts with Illinois this week.
Hey, Colin mentioned that Tony Tuioti has conversations with you guys about sort of the interplay between the two levels. What are those like? How often do you talk with him?
Yeah, he's a great man. Like he loves what he do, and he's always innovative. So he's trying to get us free. He's trying to have a little more games and stuff like that to confuse linemen. The biggest thing is just us making them right, and just our relationship and fits. It's a relationship with linebackers and D linemen, just like a running back and his O lineman. We have a relationship. I have to make them right. I have to play off them. I just can't just say, oh, it's the A gap and hit the A gap. Sometimes, they get bumped, shipped into the A gap, and I have to play the front side A gap or the B gap and stuff like that. So it's a relationship, and I'm reading them just like a running back is reading his O lineman.
Have you ever had as much communication with the defensive line coach as you have with?
I have. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have had great relationships with my D-line coach and Coach Tuioti. I'm thankful for him to be here. It's another great relationship.
You kind of know what you're signing up for when you play in a Nebraska defense with the way the offense operates at such a quick pace.
Yeah.
They're like less than 25 minutes game of possession for the offense.
Yeah.
How much pressure does that put on you guys?
I think it's great. I think it just shows how good our defense is. A lot of defenses could hide behind their offenses and let their offenses stay on the field, and they only play about 40 plays, 40 reps, and we're playing about 80 to 90, and we stopping teams. So that just shows how good of a defense we are. The statistics won't always support it because, again, you're playing 90 snaps. But again, we're stopping teams and we're making stuff happen. We're forcing turnovers. I think we're number 1 in the Big Ten right now, and that's what counts.
Well, you guys don't want to give up points, I know, but like at Central Florida, they gave up a ton of points, but the offense always scored more than the defense allowed. Mm-hmm. Here it's happened a little bit, but how do you look at that?
It's a great challenge. It's a great challenge. It doesn't matter how many times we're on the field. We want to be the best defense. That's what we was harping on all summer. We want to be the best defense, not just a defense that relies on their offense. We did not want that. I definitely didn't want that as a leader. So I tell my guys, and my guys felt the same, that we want to be the best defense in this conference and hopefully in the nation.
But it'd be really easy, though, for a guy playing on your defense to say, those guys score a ton of points, so we can give up a little, that sort of thing.
But Coach Shenander, he's competitive. He's not, again, he don't want our defense to just rely on the offense. And I think him even being in Nebraska and understanding how much defense means to this program, I think he understands that we can't just be, regular lax kind of defense. We have to be a defense that enforces things and make stuff happen. And that's the only defense Nebraska knows, black shirt defense. And I think he really has just honed in on that attack type of defense.
No matter how long you're out.
No matter, it's no excuse. And we got so much good players now that we can make that happen. We rotate in that linebacker, we rotate in that DB, we rotate in that defensive line. When you have so much good players, you could do that. And any player that comes in, he's attacking and he's fresh and he's running and he's moving. So that's the important thing. I think that's the difference from last year. We got more good players than we had last year.
In the second half, even or fourth quarter, even when you have the game pretty well in hand, what does it mean to not allow a touchdown in a game? And it's the same for the number 2 guys when they came in.
Yeah. We wanted to finish, and pre-game speech was talking about I don't want them to score or none. Again, we just want to be a elite defense. You know, we was tired of hearing about are you gonna just support the offense and they're gonna score 60 points and it's gonna be 60-40. That's not what we're going for. We want to stop we want to stop offenses. We want to make our mark, and we want to play like a black shirt defense.
When Diedrich broke that long run down the sideline, you were sprinting down the sideline after him.
Yeah.
What were you?
I was just so happy for him, man. I've been waiting for him to just go off. He's my boy, and to see him just start, using his vision and cutting and moving vertical, it was a great sight. I'm ready for him to just keep on getting better. Just much like Divine, it took him a little, 1-2 games to get warmed up, and then after that first game, I think it was one game he just exploded. After that, he just started making those same type of runs over and over again. I think that's going to be similar to Diedrich.
Hey, when a guy goes down with an injury, how big a deal is the family aspect within the program of kind of supporting that guy? Or, when you've dealt with the Knicks or whatever, how's that help a guy through it?
Yeah, it's just you got to understand that their emotional state, they want to play so badly. No one want to get injured, but unfortunately, this game is just, you one injury away from not playing. So when that happens, you just got to really be there for them and understand, tell them that, you've been there and they're much a part of the family as ever. So their role is still emphasized. So that's the biggest thing, emphasizing their role, even off the field.
When the Big Ten race starts, how much do some guys just play the game, they go home, and they kind of turn football off? Do you soak in like what everybody around the league is doing, what they did, or is that the way you are?
Yeah, I like to look at Michigan State, see what that defense is doing, because they said they were supposed to be the best defense. So I always like to compare my guys and myself to that team. That defense and say, okay, how are we better? What are they doing better than us and stuff like that. I do like looking at how other defenses play because I'm competitive and I want my defense to be the best defense in this conference.
Do you look at scores pretty quickly after a game, like who did what?
Yeah. I look at it. I watched the Ohio State Indiana game since we have both teams. So I watch these games and I'm seeing what other players doing. I was impressed with how Reggie Corbin was, running versus Eastern Michigan. So it was good.
What we were kind of talking about is the fact that you guys are out for a long time, and you don't want to be you don't want to give up anything.
Yeah.
Did that goal line stand there where you held them out on 4th and 1?
Yeah.
How much did that mean to you? Was that at all a signal to you about maybe illustrating your point that you just talked about? Because you guys are still pretty far up. If they score that touchdown, it might not be that big of a deal.
But
anyway.
we're stingy, and that's what we want to be. We want to be a stingy defense. If you see that Damien, who rotates in, made one of those stops, and then you got Soley, I'm sorry. Solely, who we call the lone wolf, number 30, who my fault, the Red Wolf. That's what we call the Red Wolf. Solely, who makes the pass breakup. Those are guys that are rotating in, and they still playing with fire. And they don't want to give up none, and they're making plays. So that's why I'm saying that we could rotate people in because they have the desire to excel. And that just, like you said, that just shows that we're stingy as a defense, and everyone has the same mindset, and that's a great thing.